this is the first episode of 2025, and we're going to be chatting about goals. By the time this goes out, it will be February, so all the New Year's resolutions will be behind us. Being a freelancer and run your own business, you have to obviously have goals. And again, being a freelancer, your personal goals and your business goals are kind of intertwined. I must say, I hate goal setting. It is probably my worst ever activity to do. I know that I'm not alone in this, but I think that you've got a slightly more positive outlook on goal setting than I do.
Well, I think, also this has come at a good time because I don't do New Year's resolutions. I just feel like it's always so pie in the sky and I feel like they don't work. It's more like a wish list than anything else. And so for those who do set New Year's resolutions, chances are you've probably given up because we've actually passed Quitters Day, which is, the second Friday of every year. I don't know if you know, it's known as Quitters Day, because research shows that that's actually when most people give up on their resolutions. And this year it fell on, what was the date on Friday? It was like the 10th of January or something, 10 days in. And most people have given up already. So not even getting to 2 weeks. So if that's you, you're not alone. Give up on those New Year's resolutions and find something that actually works for you.
I've never understood, from it's literally just a change in one thing on the calendar. Like, what makes you going to stick to all these goals that you're setting for the next year when you could have done that 3 months ago?
So, literally, the sun has just gone around the earth one more time. No, the earth. Never mind.
Wow, Shea. Okay, well, we, I think, need to have a conversation about women in STEM subjects, which is science, tech, engineering, and maths.
Oh, dear. The sun. Anyway, we'll park that.
Well, we're back in 1500s, so you're obviously a flat earther as well. So,
man,
I don't know why people just don't wake up. It's kind of like the diet will start on Monday. And Monday
no good diet
arrives.
starts on a Friday, though. Let's be honest. So it's actually physically impossible.
So, to give you a bit of context, Shea has forwarded me this thing called the Year Compass.
Yeah. So what I like about it's a free brochure. It's updated every year, and you can just go online and download it at, I think it's yearcompass.com, or just Google Year Compass and you'll find it. And what I like about it is it's not so much goal setting as it is, firstly, a reflection on the year behind, and you use that reflection to inform your year going ahead. So I think it's a worthwhile exercise because a lot of us, myself included, we just hurtle headfirst into whatever's happening. The new year starts, it's go, 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 go. And you actually don't take the time to look back and think, okay, what went well, what's worked, what hasn't, and how am I going to use that to improve? So it's really helpful to take you through that sort of step-by-step process. And I also like that it forces you to be a bit specific. So instead of, the resolution where you say, I'm going to exercise more, what does that actually mean? How are you going to stick to something if you don't even know what you're committing to? As you mentioned, as a freelancer, your work goals often align with some of your personal goals. And I like that it brings family into it, your personal life, relationships, hobbies, all those things that, make up your life. So I just think it's a really helpful exercise. And I mean, you don't even need to do it, I guess, at the beginning of a year. I mean, you could do it at any point in the year to look at what you've been up to and how you can improve. And I'd encourage everyone to just go take a look at it. Full disclosure, I didn't answer the whole thing because, hurtled headfirst into January quite frenetically. But it definitely is worth doing. And I'm not going to beat myself up about it. And you can do it with someone because then you hold accountable. So like Megs and I are doing it together. We've both committed to speaking about it on this podcast. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have done it. It could be something quite cool to do with a friend or a partner, or something like that too. So I'm also quite keen to see how you found the experience, because when we were chatting previously, you did make it very clear that you're averse to any kind of goal setting activity. You told me that you have to get creative about the kind of names that you call these kind of
Yes.
processes. So how did your compass land with you?
Your compass was okay. This is quite like a deep reflective exercise. It's not just looking forward, like you say, it's looking back. And now in the first episode, we are going to be looking at the past year, following the kind of this year compass framework. It helped direct my thinking a little bit. In a couple of episodes' time, Shea and I are going to share our own personal strategies regarding goal setting. In this first episode, we're going to answer 6 questions about my past year. If anyone wants to obviously follow along, we'll post the questions and everything in the show notes so that you can do this exercise along with us. So, first question: what are you most proud of?
So I was proud that I was able to take 3 months off as part of my maternity leave and keep our business going strong, actually, before and after. I didn't lose any clients and I was able to get straight back into the swing of things. So, yeah, that was something I was really proud of. And what was
Mine was my trip to the Netherlands. I'm a big proponent of client face to face, and obviously in the digital world, it's easy to have clients all over the world and that sort of thing. I learned the value of face to face interaction, and my trip was a huge investment. One of the biggest things for me was actually being with the client, is understanding the product and the office politics a lot better, because freelancing, you tend to be on the periphery. You don't understand what's going on. You don't know what's going on in the office. You speak about people you don't know. And so kind of just getting into the flow of things and understanding all of that a little bit better has allowed me to increase my service level. So that's probably the thing that I'm most proud of. So yeah. Second question. Who are the 3 people who influenced you the most?
So now these questions about influencing people are not ones that I answered. So I did actually put 2 things down. I put 2 people who influenced me. One of them, and she would love to hear this, but I doubt she even knows what a podcast is my mom, which is an unusual one for me because, I mean, my mom and I are close, but we're very different. But I put her down there because now becoming a mom myself opened my eyes to general momming, and I've really appreciated the support that she was there for and the advice that she's given me. So she's shot up there. And then actually the second person that I put on there was you, Megan, because I feel like you've pushed me into doing this podcast, which is something that I really enjoy and something that we've managed to maintain. And I also learn a lot from you, despite you being the most self-deprecating person on the face of the earth. You actually have a lot to give. And I really love the memes you send me. So there's that too.
Yes.
Yeah. So sorry, I only
Cool.
did 2. And I didn't write down any people who I've influenced. So up to you if you want to do the 3
Okay.
who you influenced and people who've influenced you.
Cool. So the 3 people who influenced me the most is my business coach. People think business coaches are just kind of there as kind of rah coach, cheerleaders in the corner. But my coach Kenny Archer, he pulled me out of my slump in Q1 last year and kind of got me back on track for stabilizing my business, because I was not in a good way this time last year. And he helped me just kind of steady the ship and see things from a different perspective. And the second person was my brother. He lost his wife in December 2023 at the age of 26. And he managed to keep it all together. He was hugely inspirational. Obviously, he took time, and we all grieve in our own ways. But he has managed to keep it all together. It's very future forward-looking and forward-planning now, and I find that incredibly inspirational, because I don't know what I would have done in his position. I also only did 2. 3 people you influenced the most. I couldn't come up with 3 because I speak the biggest load of crap normally, so I don't know who takes what on. But
We can
my
add me
mate
to the
Leanne.
list now because I put you as
Yes.
mine. So there we go. That's one.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So Shea is someone I influenced apparently. Sorry about the peer
Sometimes a bad
pressure.
influence.
So, and then my mate Leanne, who's also a freelancer, she's down in Cape Town. She's a freelance writer. And basically, I don't think it was necessarily me per se. I think it was more this podcast. So Shay, here's another one for your list.
Oh,
My mate
cool.
Leanne. We basically forced her into taking leave in December because she was completely burned out. So
Shout out to
yeah.
Leanne.
Cool. So those were the three people influence questions. What were you not able to accomplish last year?
So, I mean, I said I was able to keep my business going strong last year, which was obviously quite a disruptive year for me. Something I wasn't really able to do was get back into, I mean, I exercised, but nothing, I wasn't able to commit to any kind of exercise goals or races or anything like that. But, it also wasn't the worst thing. With my daughter, I just didn't have time, and mornings are right off, and, I have to work when my nanny's here to help. So, yeah, I just didn't have time for anything. And I didn't want to put too much pressure on myself. And that was actually a learning that I took. I think that's one of the questions, maybe a bit later. But was that you don't have to be everything and do everything all the time, that there are seasons in life. And, there's no such thing as balance. You're not going to be able to give your all in all aspects of your life. So I had to realize, cool, I'm just going to go to the gym when I can, go for a short run when I can, just tick over, this is the season, and kind of lean into it. So that was a lesson that I got from it. And
Yeah,
you, what
yeah.
was your thing that you weren't able to accomplish?
Mine was earning more while working less. I worked more last year than I think I've ever worked in my life. And
Did you earn more
yeah,
also? Earn more and
I
work more and
did
earn
earn
more at
more.
least.
I mean, I earned enough to take myself on an overseas trip, and be out of the office for 2 weeks during that trip, and then still take 3 weeks in December. So, I wouldn't say I earned more. I earned enough, but I definitely would like to work a little less intensely, at least this coming year, at least on reactive work. So, but on proactive stuff like learning and trying new things, I would like to spend more time on that rather than just always worrying where the next dollar is coming from. The best thing that you've discovered about yourself.
Okay, so this is quite a deep one. So I discovered that there is strength and even beauty in being vulnerable. I tend to be a bit, how would I say,
Come, Brené
impenetrable. I
Brown,
think,
let's.
yeah, I think that I am always fine. There's never a problem. Shay's always okay. And I learned that Shay's not always okay, mainly due to being sleep deprived and unable to do a lot of the things I like to do and things for my mental health, like running, etc. So I learned that I am breakable. And I learned that that's okay. And it's actually wonderful to be able to lean on other people to lift you up and support you when you are not able to do that yourself. And people love it. And it actually makes it, it gives them benefits, strangely enough, as well as it does for you. Because, I mean, I think of all the times when I've been able to lift someone else up, and it makes me feel good too. So all of this was a really long way of saying that I cracked many times and I'm okay with it now.
On my end, mine is not really as deep as that. Wow. So somebody donated, or not donated, but they gave me a pallet of bricks.
Oh,
I get given the weirdest things. And anyway, I built a patio. Like, I physically built a patio. So it's the first time I've really done any kind of hard labor construction. It is the last time I will do any kind of hard labor construction too. But the lesson was that you can pretty much do anything you put your mind to. So it's very rustic. It's not going to win any bowling competitions. But I have somewhere now to sit that is bricked.
Question.
The final question, what are you most grateful for?
So I think building what I said about the vulnerability aspect was actually, to have such supportive and loving and caring and kind people around me. I think, sometimes it takes a situation that's not so wonderful for you to see the amazingness that is everyone else. So that was it for me. And you?
Yeah. Also, the people that support me, or people who support me, from family to friends, to clients who endure my quirks. I needed a lot of support last year, and I got it from like not just the usual places. I got it from really weird places as well. So I was really grateful for all of the people in my life. Yeah. Um, on that note, we would love to hear from the audience. What were some of your highlights and things that you were grateful for from the past year? Please pop them in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And coming up in the next episode, we are going to be talking about the 6 questions we should be asking for 2025. So stick around for that.